So another type of detector is a carbon monoxide detector. Carbon monoxide detectors are very important because carbon monoxide is deadly, and it's colorless and odorless. So the only way to know that it's there is through a carbon monoxide detector. I recommend one that has, they're a little bit more expensive, but they're a lot better. They have a digital readout. You can tell if your battery needs to be changed. You can tell if there's a false alarm on it. But it's great because it can tell the parts per million and everything on there of carbon monoxide that's in your home. Now, carbon monoxide can come from anything that uses gas. So you have your stove, if your stove is gas, your furnace, your water heater, or a dryer in your laundry area. They're supposed to be 15 feet away from a bedroom and one per floor, and this is actually the law now in Illinois. So first of all, this is the better quality carbon monoxide detector that you would purchase. On the front, you see the digital readout, and you see a couple buttons here. The first button on this side is for testing it or resetting it. So we recommend testing both of these once a month. That will also tell you what it sounds like under normal alarms, so you can get used to that. The next button over here is a cool feature of this. You can actually press this button and it'll show you that at one point in time there were 10 parts per million, but currently there are none. So if you're on vacation or were away from your home for the day and you thought there was a problem, you can check that. Carbon monoxide detectors can be interconnected, but they can also be standalone. The interconnected ones are good, but we see a lot of false alarms with those where people are confused on whether their smoke detector or their carbon monoxide detector is actually alarming when their system goes off. We do have a lot of the standalone carbon monoxide detectors with the digital readout that we find less false alarms with. And if the batteries if there's a problem with the battery, people can see that right on the digital readout and they don't call us, they can see that there's a problem. So we prefer those, but the interconnected ones are also very good. So if the power goes out in your home, there's a battery here, so it will still function. There's also, this can be removed, and there's a cord here, so you can plug it into an outlet and then hang it up on the wall if you prefer that, instead of having it in the outlet. You can see here on the back, one important thing is the manufacture date. This was manufactured in October of 2020. So as we talked about, these have a 10-year life for both the carbon monoxide and the smoke detectors. So this would need to be replaced in October of 2030.
So whether your detector is battery operated, plugged into an outlet, or hardwired, there is going to be a battery. Obviously with the battery operated ones, that's its primary source of power. But with the other two, you're going to have a backup battery, and those need to get replaced. We recommend replacing them twice a year, once in the fall, once in the spring, or in this area, because we use daylight savings times. When you change your clocks, change the batteries in your detectors. Now, starting in 2023, and these are available now, but in 2023, it's going to become the standard is 10-year sealed batteries. You won't need to change these. But keep in mind, though, with all detectors, there is a shelf life. So if your detector is over 10 years old, it's probably going to start going bad. You're probably going to get some false alarms. There's some other maintenance things that we can do with our detectors, especially our smoke detectors. One of those is vacuuming them, which removes cobwebs, dust, anything in there that could give you a false alarm. Keeping that in mind, though, anytime we're going to do any maintenance on our detectors, if we're going to vacuum them, we're going to take them down to replace the batteries, anything like that, if your system is monitored by an outside company, like you have an alarm company that will dispatch the fire department, police department, or anything like that, call them before you do any maintenance on your detectors. That way, they will know you're working on it and they won't dispatch us on a false alarm.